Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Multifamily Man Podcast show, powered by Total Wealth Academy. And as you guys can see, I cut my beard. I promise you, it's me. I know I look like a completely different person. Y'all should have saw my wife and kids' face. My daughter almost didn't get in the car with me when I picked her up from school. But it's been a while. Happy to see you guys again, or hope you guys are happy to see me. One thing that I was thinking about for a show was using social media for marketing, not only to find but to retain residents as well. So there's a few ways that you can do this, and social media is the most important, in my opinion. Also, I'm a millennial, so take it for what it's worth. Social media is more powerful than anything. It's more powerful than radio. It's more powerful than TV. I believe it's more powerful than music. Social media is so powerful that kids are on TikTok playing like songs from musicians that only they know. It goes viral, and then that musician goes platinum. That's how powerful social media is. So using social media to find and retain residents, in my opinion, is a must. Obviously, you still want to do your classic stuff, apartments.com, forrent.com. I think apartments.com covers like 7 or 8 different websites, something like that. But on top of those, using social media and leveraging social media, because social media is free, outside of the time it takes to post. If you are savvy, you will know how, if you have somebody in the office that's savvy, they'll know how to schedule post. So they could sit down on Monday and one Monday morning or afternoon and schedule what's going to be posted for the next 14 days. There's software to help you do that. And then even some of the platforms allow you to schedule post. There's some that allow you to do the post and then have it set up for each one, so you don't have to go to each social media network or platform and do it over and over again. You just do it once and has it scheduled to post all of them, essentially. But here are a few steps that you should take. The number one thing is setting a goal. Anybody that's been in anything marketing knows that setting a goal is probably the most important thing that you can do in marketing, because you really don't know how effective it is if you don't have a goal or you don't have a number that you're trying to get to. So you want to set a goal, right? I think so you want to set a goal, determine who you're targeting, right? Develop content and a posting plan. And then you want to examine the results and adjust accordingly. Again, that's why the goal is important in the first place. You might set a lofty goal and realize, all right, that's really not realistic for my budget or for our time. So the number one thing, set the goal. Rather than just creating content and posting it kind of randomly, you really want to develop a goal so you can, maybe it's to increase followers. Maybe it's to focus on more engagement on the post that you post. A couple examples, gain 100 followers in 1 month, create or generate 20 leads in the first 3 months, post every day for at least 3 months. I know, again, it sounds like, oh my God, posting every day. There is software that can allow you to schedule those posts. But those are just like some simple goals that you can set, and then go from there. Determine who your target market is and who are you targeting. Again, what's the point of just advertising if you're not, getting it to the specific people? So, for instance, here at Total Wealth Academy, we had a commercial going. Like the first 2 weeks it ran, it did okay. Right? Not what we were looking for. But once we looked at who that target market was hit, like who it was hitting. We did. We actually got a lot of calls, right? But not really from the people that we were trying to get the calls from. So we made an adjustment. And now those commercials are playing, I believe, before like the Texans games, right? And that's more of the demographic that we're looking for. That's our target audience, like the bulk of our target audience is that. And we got a lot of phone calls, a lot of good leads, a lot of good qualified leads. So understand who you're targeting, right? How old is your target customer? What does your target customer, where do they live now, right? What does your target audience like to do with their spare time? Does your target customer live with family, with roommates, or alone? So in the beginning, it might be kind of like a buckshot, right? So it's like a shotgun or a bird shot, right? And then it'll be like a buckshot, and then you'll bring it down to like where it's like you're shooting a sniper rifle, right? And it's super precise. So you might want to make that target or that audience kind of big, somewhat focused, but leave it more general. Look at the results and see, okay, this group showed more interest, or this group replied more or posted more. Focus in more, right? And then out of that, if there is a particular age group, a particular demographic in general that's replying more, then you can really laser focus. If you know that that's where a lot of the qualified residents or potential residents are coming from. And Facebook is like a master at this. Facebook and IG, Instagram, for people who don't know what IG is. Facebook and Instagram do a great job of allowing you to absolutely laser focus on your audience. Like myself, I've done some of the marketing on Facebook. I mean, you can do age, you can do gender, you can do interest. So if somebody's interested in real estate, right? Or let's just say somebody's interested in model rockets. You can put model rockets, right? And with the cookies and all that crazy crap that I don't fully understand how internet and computer works all the time. If somebody went to a website that talked about model rockets, when they're on Facebook or Instagram, your post will be presented to them, right? It'll go to those people. So it won't go to somebody that didn't look up model rockets or hasn't bought model rockets, or some people may even say they didn't say model rocket because they think they're listening to us, which I think they might be listening to us, y'all. But so it allows you to laser focus, so you really know who that target is. So if you are here in Houston, right, and you're in Spring, apartments for rent, Spring, right, you can put all of that and it will just go to Spring, and it'll try and find those, and it'll find those people who are actively looking or who have been online actively looking for apartments. And it gets you right there, right? It gets you, that's super targeted, right? Not isn't it just, people looking for Houston. No, we found a sub-market, right? And you can zero in on that sub-market for people looking to live in that sub-market. So it's very, very important that you get your target identified and flooded. Shoot at them, join groups. Find out the kind of groups that they're in on Facebook. Join those groups. Those are the type of things that will make it very effective. The other thing, developing content in the posting plan. Again, like I said, there are several softwares that can help you with this. I can't even remember the one that I use. I'll make sure that we get it posted in the description, the one that I personally use to post to all of my social media. But again, software like that will just make everything easier for you. You can make the post, say, hey, I want it to go to this one, and what time, the day and the time you want it to post, and it'll post it. So again, you could do 10 of those at a time, 15 of those at a time. Just take time to stop and do it. So I think, and every day is very important for a property. And definitely one of the things you want to do, that you also want to post. So I know some people might think, oh, well, what should I post? Outside of trying to find, not just advertising, that we have something for rent. So any events, right? Any property events, whether it's like the trick or treat, pool party, your monthly event, you want pictures of all of that. Your favorite residents that always come in and say hi, drop off something for you guys. You want to post those people, right? Obviously ask for their permission. And if they have that, have them, ask them like, hey, we're going to post this. Is it okay if we tag you? And if they say yes, tag them. Say, hey, can you also leave a comment? Make sure you like and share, etc. So leverage your good relationship. If you have those great relationships, there's some residents you'll never see. They just pay their rent, and like you see them on move in, you see them on move out. But then you have the other ones who are pretty active at the office. Those are the ones that you want to leverage your relationship with them to get more. Excuse me. That's the ones you want to use your relationship with to get more influence on social media, and that's all it's really about, is making sure that you have the influence on social media to show like, hey, this is a nice property. Hey, our residents are happy. Hey, we keep up the place. Hey, we do things besides collect rent and tell you to turn down the music and tell your kids to stop running, right? So you want to show all of those good qualities, and you want some of your residents to hop on there and vouch for you. Because it's one thing if I said I'm great, but if 10 other people are telling you I'm great, it's gonna look a lot different, right? Examining the results, which type of posts perform the best with your followers, when you get the most traffic and engagements, and what topics your audience enjoys the most. So those are some pretty important metrics. Using those, again, if there's really no point if you don't have a goal and you can track it and make adjustments. So once you see what's working the best, focus more on that, and use that to your advantage. So the 4 top, and I found this on the Apartment Association. The 4 top social media platforms for property managers. Surprise, surprise, Facebook number 1. Number 2 is Instagram. Number 3 is Twitter. Number 4 kind of surprised me, which is LinkedIn. But once I think about it, it really shouldn't have surprised me. Even though TikTok is huge, TikTok is a lot of teenagers. Most of the people on TikTok are not looking for apartments because they're really not old enough or make enough money to, and they're probably still living with their parents or in college. However, I was a little surprised that LinkedIn was the 4th, but those are the top 4. Facebook is an absolute no-brainer. It's like 3 billion users on Facebook, something crazy. Like, it's only 8 billion people in the world, and there's 3 billion users on Facebook. But if you don't have a Facebook account, just to get started, you'll create a personal profile, and then you'll set up a business page. Usually there's something that you could have a corporate office do, or if you are the corporate office, make sure that you control that. And then what you do is you can make the people, your staff on site, allow them to be monitors and give them posting rights. I think that's the right verbiage for that. And they'll be able to post on your behalf, because it has to be under a personal page first, then make the business page. And like we all know on Facebook, you can share photos and videos. You can advertise vacancies on Facebook. I remember we had a property that was a new construction property that was kind of in a rural area in St. Louis. We have 48 units, and for some reason, man, those last 4 were just an absolute headache. It was a LIHTC property, so it was difficult in general to find qualified people. But those last four, when we put them on Facebook, we use social media. We rented them within like a week. And we had people applying within a week. Anybody that knows anything about LIHTC properties, sometimes qualifying people can take a few days, up to a week, depending on if they have to, up to 2 weeks, honestly, depending if they have to order certain financial information from their banks or life insurance companies, pension, all that good stuff. If they don't have access to it online, sometimes they have to call and request it. They have to mail it in, and then we have to use that to do the qualifications and the calculations for their income to see if they qualify for the property. But without Facebook, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if we'd have got those four, maybe two of them. But so Facebook is extremely powerful. Always, reply to the comments from your followers. Like make sure you like, love, whatever, and reply. That's part of their crazy algorithm that, again, I don't understand because I'm not like that much of a computer geek. But I don't understand the algorithm. But I know if you like and comment on the comments, it's better for you. And share news articles and blog posts from others in the industry. And to be honest with you guys, I do that a lot on my personal, so the Multifamily Man social medias. I share a lot of information from like news articles and blog posts from other industry experts. I might give my 2 cents on it and then share it, but it's a great way to get a lot of people to click, like, comment, etc. Again, then on Instagram, the big thing about Instagram is the videos. You can do 15 to 30-second videos. It's kind of the sweet spot. And Instagram is going to be a lot more for your younger adults. My daughter laughs at me when she sees me on Facebook and she calls me old and says nobody uses Facebook but old people. But IG, Instagram, you're gonna see really more of the 20s and 30s or early mid 30s there. So if that's kind of your demographic, your demographic for your property. Sometimes it's young professionals, sometimes it's families. You know what it is. So if IG kind of fits that sweet spot for what you see for most of your applicants and most of your residents, make sure you spend a lot of time there. But there again too, you can do photos and videos of your property, including amenities and even the units. Because again, IG is so video based. It's really awesome to do a quick walkthrough of an empty apartment, do a quick walkthrough of an amenity, and make sure that you post them. Excuse me. You can do like behind the scenes of property management team and building staff, fun stuff like that. Catch one of your maintenance people working on something, and ask them what they're doing, and post that kind of stuff. And then you guys just meet the staff content and stuff like that. And you pick a staff member, an on-site member. They talk about themselves a little bit, what they love about the industry and things like that. Twitter's a little bit different. Because you can only post so many words. And Twitter's crazy. Twitter's like the Wild West of social media. You can see, you see some crazy stuff on Twitter, just to warn you. If you're not a person that has been on Twitter before and you do get a page, start a Twitter account for your property, understand you might see some stuff you can't unsee and read some stuff that you cannot unread. Twitter's wild, right? But in my opinion, Twitter is one of the best because there's so much interaction, and there's a lot of times when I've seen people have an issue with a company and send out a tweet and tag them in it, and it gets resolved, and it couldn't get resolved any other way. So Twitter is very powerful. And again, it's text based. You only have 280 characters. So Twitter, a lot of time with Twitter, man, you gotta get straight to the point. And you you can do short posts that it might be something insightful, something informative, something funny. Solicit feedback from your existing residents on Twitter. That's a big one. Getting feedback from them on Twitter is very powerful. Answering residents' questions and addressing any issues or concerns if they tweet about you, right? Because Twitter is because it is super powerful. If anything negative goes out, address it. Reply, and try and get a better understanding and try to resolve it publicly. I know some people might think that's crazy, but if somebody searches up your property and they see that there's something on Twitter bad, but they see you interacting with them and solving the problem and trying to be helpful, that only makes you look good. Now, if you ignore it, it can only make you look bad. Because you have a Twitter account and they tagged you and you don't do anything or say anything or try to resolve it, it can look bad. So make sure that you answer your residents' questions and address any issues that they may pose. Again, share news articles or blog posts relevant to the industry. And invite prospects to ask you about your property. Again, because Twitter is super powerful as far as business relations and customer relations. Having people ask questions and you answer those questions, again, when you get searched up, there might be an objection that somebody may have that they're not clear with, and they can see online, oh man, I was wondering that, and there goes the answer. And the last one, again, LinkedIn. We all know LinkedIn is great for business, but you can also attract new residents, by networking with other multifamily professionals. Another way to get some good employees too, if you're looking to hire. Being active on LinkedIn with people is great. There, I would focus more on sharing like news and blog posts from other professionals. I would share direct posts from LinkedIn from professionals that are in the industry. See what others are saying and sharing, and read their comment, like their comment and their content. Introduce yourself to the other like multifamily companies or managers on there. Great place to find vendors and service directors or service providers. You can post your job listings there as well. And two, if you are in an A, if you're A plus property in the A plus area, LinkedIn is a great place to advertise, right? Hey, we have these openings in this city, in this area. Because when you're looking at A plus property in the A plus area, going to Instagram may not be the best, again, target for that. You can break down those targets on LinkedIn as well. And it's really never too late to start the social media thing. I know some people might look at, we've never had it and we're doing pretty good, or we're doing well and we don't have it. You're going to need it. At some point, you're going to need it. It's never too late to start. You might as well get it started now and just be ready. Because, again, that's where a lot of people are going to, especially us millennials. The centennials are even more internet dependent than we are, phone dependent than we are. So you have to be where they're seeing and where they're looking. It's amazing, like how many people won't go, that won't actually go into an apartment and ask questions. They won't even pick up a phone and call. They will message, right? They'll email, and they'll try and get everything done like that. And social media is what validates you, okay? So back in the day, if you weren't in the phone book, you weren't real. Nowadays, if your business is not on social media, it's not real. Like, it doesn't exist to these generations, right? Millennials, centennials, we believe you're a scam if you don't have social media, okay? So those are just some social media tips. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask below, or you can always email me at angelo@gettotalwealth.com. And again, this is the Multifamily Man Podcast, powered by Total Wealth Academy, and thank you for joining me today. Have a good one.